including a mandatory psychological evaluation.
Tens of thousands of Florida children are dangerously close to losing access to affordable health care. President Bush vetoed federal funding of the state's health care plan for the working poor yesterday. And tonight, News Channel 8's Krista Claus is live in Tampa at a planned protest against the president's veto outside the offices of one of his key allies in Washington. Krista?
Hi, Gail. I'm outside the offices of Congressman Rep Bilirakis. As you can see behind me, some protesters are just starting to gather at this hour. They say they'll be here until 6:30 tonight. And one of the reasons why they're here is because they're angry at President Bush's policies and Congressman Bilirakis' policies. They say that they would rather be spending money on a failed war in Iraq than pay for the health care of millions of American children.
Okay, Mom.
It's broken? Okay. Here, how about you color this page over here then?
She may not realize it, but this coloring book isn't the only thing broken in Bethany Wilkerson's young life. A presidential veto now threatens the health care plan that her mom relies on to keep the 2-year-old healthy.
Florida Kidcare provided that safety net for me to provide me with health insurance for her so I could maintain basics such as immunizations, well-check visits.
Bethany was born with a heart murmur. Daryl Wilkerson says the defect has prompted private insurance companies to deny her daughter medical coverage until she's 5 years old. Losing access to her current state-run health care plan, she says, will be a hardship.
Obviously, I'm going to have to start rethinking my budget. There's going to be a lot of cutbacks on, I'm not sure what areas yet.
Florida's Kidcare program provides coverage for families who earn too much to qualify for Medicaid, but who can't afford private insurance. At the Hillsborough County Health Department, 850 families are enrolled, and Plant City Administrator Carlos Mercado says losing the program will hit them hard.
I'm sure it's going to hit families across the whole state.
Meanwhile, thousands of families like the Wilkersons are hoping Congress can gather enough votes to override the president's veto so they can keep their health care costs from spinning out of control.
I really do. It's so important to take care of America's kids, Florida's kids, because they're the future.
Now, one of the things these folks here are proposing tonight is a 61-cent federal cigarette tax increase. They say the tax could fund all of the state-run health care plans while at the same time helping to take care of a lot of the costs associated with smoking. Gail?
All right, Krista, thank you. Today's protest is sponsored by Move On and Florida's Consumer Action Network. In Washington, the president says he is willing to consider the program again. This time he wants something considerably smaller than the $35 billion 5-year increase originally proposed. That program would have included more than 10 million children whose parents make $83,000 a year or less. But the president says a lot of those parents are already paying for private health care. Party leaders say the House will not overturn the veto.
Florida lawmakers are closer to